Welcome to another video where we're going to take a look at some of the things that I've been making this week. So I've turned most of the things that I've made so far into key rings, earrings, various. Me and my friend sat playing with all the glow-in-the-dark stuff, putting it under a lamp and then putting it under the table to see which colours glowed the best. That was fun for a whole evening. Yeah, all the things you can do with glow-in-the-dark pigments, eh? So anyway, what I wanted to show you today is a couple of other bits that I've made, including the wolf, which is just here out of shot, and I will show you shortly. First thing I wanted to cover just real quick is the forget-me-nots that I ordered arrived. Yay! So you can see here, hopefully, I've changed the direction of the camera, so hopefully the lighting's a bit better. In here we have forget-me-not. And then up here we have some clovers that I actually picked from my dad's garden because he had these teeny weeny little ones, and I've dried those off. This needs to go back through again. Some of the inclusions are peeping out a little bit, so I didn't fill this mould up completely, so that I could put it back through with a second layer. The same with this forget-me-not here. The bottom part is just peeping out, just a teeny bit. I was hoping it was going to be nice and thin because I was kind of thinking I might keep this one for myself. But actually seeing the other ones, how they've come out, they look pretty good. So this one needs to go back through, but we do have some here that don't. Now I've done one with a clover inclusion, and then I used some mica in the resin and just poured a little bit in from the top. So the whole thing, it doesn't have glitter kind of stuff in it, it's just in one area. And then I've got some moss in this one. Can you see this? There we go. And then these two have forget-me-nots in as well. These are the ones that I want to make for the Alzheimer's Association. So I'm gonna get these made up with the clip things, get them filed and sanded down, and get some chains on them, or other necklace parts, and then I want to sell these so I can put the proceeds towards the Alzheimer's Association, as my mum has Alzheimer's, and I feel like it's an important thing I want to donate to. So there's one of the necklaces or charms, or whatever you, I don't know what you'd call it, pendants. There we go, pendants. So I tried to keep this one nice and thin, because if I have to put it through again, but actually none of the inclusions are sticking out, which is awesome. I think this one is the same as well. Some of the ones that I made before are a little bit on the chunky side, so this is great that they're not peeping through. Oh, that looks really cool with the, can you see the glitter just at the top there? Just sticking through a little tiny bit. This would have obviously been a ton better if the clover had been 4-leaf clover. I scoured my dad's grass for hours. There was no 4-leaf clovers, believe me. There we go. Oh, and we kind of had this, like, there's a bubble trapped underneath the clover right here in the middle. It's not breaking the surface, but actually it kind of looks really cute because it's kind of in the middle. Actually like how that's come out with the accidental bubble that shouldn't be there but is there, and looks kind of nice still too. Now I've not tried fern before. I love ferns. There we go, I'm really pleased with this one. Look at that. Yeah, those are nice. Okay, let's just get these out of the way then. And these molds, so we're just going to leave the bits of resin on there because I have this thing that I really want to just pick it off, but we're not going to. I'm probably going to say that I'm not going to, and then I will. You know what I'm like. Okay, so we got some new glow-in-the-dark powder. We got some orange powder. So I put that in there with the coin thing. Oh, we've got a random stray bit of glitter, never mind. Yeah, that's good. So I've made a bunch of these, and then I've painted, there we go, see I always drop something. And then I've painted the octopus. I'm calling him Cthulhu. I've been painting Cthulhu. I love Cthulhu. I think he's a dude. He's just misunderstood, you know. I've been painting these up and then using a jewelry drill to go through one of the top bits. They make really cool key rings. You could also use these as like flip tokens in your RPG game, if you wish. That would be cool. And I love this mould. This mould is amazing. This is held up so well after being brutalised so many times, and yeah, it's done really, really great. Also tried some of the stuff out in the bats. As you can see, there's a nice orange bat there. This I don't know how well this is going to glow. This is just a regular bat, if you like, you know, good old regular bat. The bat mould, again, this is held up awesomely. This is from the Mouldy Tombstone. Okay, I can't even get that off. I've been biting my nails again. I shouldn't have done. Because now I can't pick resin. This is from the Mouldy Tombstone, as is this. This is one of the ones that I requested. Well, I got a mystery box and I said something witchy, Halloweeny type things. So this was one of the ones that I got in there in my mystery box. We also got like a tarot card, which I haven't used yet, but I misjudged the resin amount very slightly. I only had enough really to fill one. That's okay. It's better to have one mould empty, and it doesn't affect the other mould. So there is glow in the dark stuff in here. I put less in here because there's more of this yellowy, but you can see where the orange is settled at the end. I wanted it to be more orange at the end, so it was almost like blood on the end of an axe. And it has this cute little bow, but I'm thinking where the handle is, I might draw through and make it into a cool keyring. Once I paint all the little lines and stuff on it. So again, from the Mouldy Tombstone, these, they're on Etsy. You should check them out. We also have more tiny skulls that I made in this. This is from Resonate. I think they're on Etsy too, but I actually bought this from their website with some, I was going to say ankle length gloves. I don't mean ankles, I mean elbow length gloves that are really, really good for resin work, because I don't know about you, I seem to get covered in it. Not just around my hands, I get it up my arms and all over the place. So, you know, they say full PPE. Pretty much I need like a spacesuit, I think, because I seem to get covered in everything. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, whether it's resin or cooking or whatever, I will end up covered in it. As a kid, my parents used to call me Dirt Searcher. I think I would probably say they're right. So we got a bunch of these little teeny weeny skulls here. They are so tiny, and the detail in their faces is just so hard to see. So I'd got some really cool paints from Folklore Art, and what I did was I painted one of the faces just a little teeny bit with some paint, and then I put it in a dice, in one of these dice, and I put a little tiny bit of mica in there, but now I'm thinking I'd probably put too much in there and we might not be able to see it, but we're going to check that out in just a mo. Let me just put these up here somewhere. I realised also whilst making my key rings I didn't have enough swords. You can never have enough swords. So I need to make more of these quick smart, because these work amazing as little charms. So I'd got some of this, this great, it's like nail powder, and you can put it on. You can see a little bit of it, remnant of it around the mould here, maybe. Oh, the light's catching it too much, like here. Anyway, I put some of this in first, just on the edge of the sword. So although it glows in the dark, it has this like cool kind of sheen to it as well. And then of course, where the little lines are from the inside of the mould here, then we'll paint this up. But I need to make loads of these for my key rings stuff that I'm making. And I'm hoping to do a craft fair or something. You've seen the Halloween one here. Again, this is from the wonderful Supplies Studio. Virtually everything in here is, apart from the glow powders, which I'm getting now from a range of different places, because I wanted different coloured glow powders. I figured, hey, you know, you get different glow-in-the-dark stuff, so there's got to be loads of different glow-in-the-dark stuff. Now, because this mould is so tiny, and you have to get into all of the little crevices and stuff here, you end up with quite a bit of overspill. So you can see all this wonderful overspill stuff here, but this is, you just with a little craft knife thing, this is so easy to just get off, and quite satisfying as well. So I used, I mean, it doesn't look so great there, but you see with my hand there, you can see how much orange I put in here, and then this is the other glow powders. So, and I like to put some glitter and stuff like in the bottom of here, and up here, so it's not just like one big block of resin. The glitter works really cool here, like for the moon. It's like a real moon. Totally real moon. But this is, again, one of my favourite moulds. But of course, because Halloween is just around the corner, then I figured, you know, I better get on with it, because I really want to send one of these to my friend, and it's going to take a wee while for it to ship to her. So we have this, and then these earrings that I've made. Again, I get the same issue here with the mould, because it's so small, I end up with the resin sticking to different bits of it, but again, I can just snip that away. Or use the knife. So I was about to say use glow powder for these, but I did not. I used like a pearlescent green mica powder. I wasn't sure if they were going to be obvious enough or not as earrings. The top's a little bit too clear, maybe. We'll have to see what they look like once I've made them up. Once on a dark background, they look fine. But I don't know. You know, maybe hanging by the side of your head, they might not be so obvious, if you like. The Emblems book that I did before, you know, the one I had the incident with, where we now have half a spellbook. Yeah, so that happened, but this time I decided that if I poured the resin in quick, well, not so quick that hopefully you got loads of bubbles, but poured it in quick enough and then got it in the pressure pot, that we wouldn't have a deforming issue. And I think we're okay. I think I can see a bubble though. We'll find out in a mo. So we're gonna actually demold this. Oh gosh, this is kind of exciting, because the other one was just a bit of a disaster. So again, I used the powders to create, look, see, like the end of the book with the gold across here, like old pages of a book. Oh, look at that. Oh, it wasn't a bubble, it's part of the mould. Yay! Oh, that's awesome. So I used a bluey one across here, so you can see all the different colours, and you can see some of it around the edge here, where I undid the lid of one of them, and there was a bit of a poof, and it went all over my hands and just kind of got everywhere. Obviously you're wearing a mask and stuff whilst you're doing it, but it still kind of gets everywhere. And then with like an eyeshadow makeup brush, really, really gently onto the other side of the mould. So although some of it does come off on your hands a little bit here, for the most part it is on the mould and kind of mixed part with the resin. And then I used a greeny bit here where it says spells, but I might just pick that wording out a little bit with some paints. I got some really nice paints from well, I actually got them on Amazon, but they're the Folklore Paints, so those are cool. But look, we've got a whole book. Oh, I'm so super pleased. That looks wicked. Yeah, so Emblems, they are on Etsy. I think I left a link in the last one to the store. They have lots of great stuff, and they keep sending me vouchers when I buy things, so there's that too. Yeah, their moulds are good. They're I'm impressed. They're a little bit squishy, obviously, when it's big like this, because it's quite a deep mould. So, but actually what you get out of it is just spot on. So yeah, really, really pleased with that. The wolf. Okay, so this is the wolf mould. I, again, used some of the powders to pick out some of the detail on the other side, and then a tiny, tiny, tiny bit that you can see in here of mica powder. But what I did was I picked the wolf out and things in different colours, and then on the inside of the mould, used some of the different colours to pick out in the sky and down here like the aurora type thing. Not exactly like the aurora, obviously, but that sort of thing. So I didn't want to use coloured stuff because I didn't want to lose any of the details that I'd put in. So that's why I only used like the tiniest bit of mica in here. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now, I don't know if you can see. There we go, let's put it against that. All that detail. So you've got a wolf within a wolf, and you've got the sky, and then where I've picked out those little bits of the aurora. They do look a bit blobby. I probably could have done with running it backwards and forwards a little bit more. But those trees are just gorgeous, and you've got the reflection of some of the stars down here as well. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. This is the reason I wanted this wolf is because in my D&D game that my husband's running for me, I am a barbarian, but I'm a spirit totem barbarian. So more like a nature barbarian, if that makes any sense at all. And her spirit guide type thing is a wolf. Now her wolf is called Mishka, so this is Mishka. And when Misty levels up, Mishka comes and guides her through a dream and through a doorway, where she learns new abilities and stuff, you know, sort of during the night, which is kind of how we level up, which is cool. So yeah, so I wanted something personal to her. So this is it. Oh, I'm so pleased with this as well. And actually the addition of the mica just around some little areas around the ear and around the top here, you can't really see it properly on the camera, there you go, is just, I think it's just the right amount. It's not too much, and it's the clear's picked out the picture really well. That's so cool. This is emblems as well. As I say, I think I left a link to their store in the description of my previous video, but for anybody watching this, I'll leave you a link directly to this mould and to the spellbook mould if you're interested, so you can go and take a look at them. Also for the mouldy tombstone, I'm pretty sure she still has these, and in fact I believe they have a sale on right now on some of their stuff, so you should go check them out. Last but not least, dice. Okay, I just need to pause the video for a sec though, because I need some scissors. And we're back with the scissors. That was poor planning on my part. Was in, I don't know, a brain rush this morning. But I do have my tea, thankfully. So we have tea here, which is the main thing. Now, I only put the skull inside of the D20. Sorry, I got a bit distracted there. And inside some of the others, there are little stars or little coffins, which I may or may not have bought from the Supply Studio, or somewhere else online, possibly. Gosh, dang. No, it was Supply Studio, I'm pretty sure. I want to get some of this off so that we can get in here nice and easy. There we go. Right, now, who wants to come out first, huh? Okay. Right, so in here we have, I made this gorgeous set that I would call a Halloween set, which I decided I wanted to keep for myself because, you know, why not? And I use this this mica powder, this, like, I want to say it's like green-ish, greeny pearlescent mica with like an orange, and they turned out so nice. So I kind of wanted to do the same again, for like Halloween type dice. There we go. So you can see there is ink, alcohol ink, and this mica powder in there. So I can't remember which ones I put what in. Come on, be birthed. There we go. So okay. So inside the 8. Oh, there he is, the little star. The star obviously sank, but it's on the 8, which is cool because you know what that means. If you get an 8 when you roll that dice, ta-da, you get a star. Well done. And this is the new mould that we are using from Crafting Game. This is the new replacement mould, which is loads better and doesn't really have any blips. Yay! I did order some moulds from Druid Dice, I think. They are based in America. So the shipping takes ages, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm happy to wait on those. They are slab molds. They are including, or will be including, some, let me get this right. They are like the crystal D4s and an extra D20 in there, which is kind of cool. And they were having a sale, so the sale amount kind of almost made up for the total postage, which was kind of pricey. So I ordered some Zola papers from them as well, because I don't seem to be able to get those over here properly. And the ones on Amazon are ridiculously expensive, but I have got some, and they are so pretty to use. That's cool. Okay, so that actually is a little wee coffin, and that little wee coffin is sitting right on that number 6 dice face. And then we have some really nice tendrils going on in there. Oh, look at that. How pretty. How pretty. What did I put in? I don't know if I put them in everything. Starting to wonder now. Okay, so baby birthed. Come into the world to be rolled. Nope, didn't put one in here. Okay, so probably the D10 and D100 are the two that didn't get something. I find that these are much lesser rolled dice anyway. Not many people have a D10 as a damage dice. I use a D12 for my two-handed barbarian axe, which talks to me. And most people, I believe, is a 6, which is why you often get things with multiple 6s in. Because there's a 6, unless you're a monk, in which case you punch stuff with a D4. Everyone loves punching stuff with a D4. You could make a knuckle duster, I guess, out of D4s. That would be pretty lethal. I wouldn't advise that, but, you know, as a prop, I guess you could. You know, mini death on knuckles, I guess. Which, to be honest, sharp-edged dice are pretty much like that. If you stood on any one of these, that would freaking hurt. Not just the 4, but any of them. Again, this one, some pretty nice tendrils going on. What I tried to do is, I'll explain how I did these. I put the mica in first, and then I poured in the some clear resin, pretty much up to the top. And then I use a cocktail stick, and I dip the end of the cocktail stick in the ink, and then I kind of just dab it in a little bit without touching the mould at all. You just kind of swirl it in the top part of the what you can see basically through that dice face. Then pour a little bit more clear in, because you don't want a concentration of the alcohol ink in one place, because you can end up with sticky dice and you can ruin a set by having one dice that's unusable because it's a bleh. This has happened to me before, so I speak from experience here, people. Be careful if you're using alcohol inks. Too much in one place, yicky dice. Waste of money, waste of time, waste of energy. Be careful. We are now birthing the 12, which I think has a star in it. Yeah! So these little inclusions are made from, I think, like a Fimo or something. Oh, this is a nice flat dice. Oh, I do like it when you don't get this like horrid overspill stuff. I mean, you get a little bit here, but you don't get this horrid overspill stuff, which I'm getting with the individual Werpy molds. I love the font on the Werpy molds. The 6s are really cool, and the 8s are like awesome. But I just can't seem to keep that dice lid down. Thane mentioned that it could be that the way they were made, like, you know, this is made differently, and the other one is a key mold, but it could have been made in 2 parts. I don't know. They were much cheaper because they were on sale and discontinued. So that could be why. It could be because of that. But I don't know for sure. But anyway, I have some of their dice. Actually, I made some heat changing dice with this wonderful powder that I bought. And didn't know how much it was going to work. So anyway, you can go find me on TikTok. I leave a link in the description. I think I can add it to my bio, or it might already be in my bio of on YouTube. So you should go check out my TikTok, because I have a few resin bits on there. Also my cat making stupid noises at a bird outside, which is so cute. And lots of garden stuff, you know. I love nature and things, which is why I like putting flowers in resin. But lots of videos of just the waterfall in the garden and stuff, which people love, and I love that they love it, because I get to enjoy it, and I'm really glad that other people get to as well. So here's the thing, drum roll. Okay, this has got a glow-in-the-dark skull in it, but whether or not you can see... Oh, too much mica. Dang it. Okay, I did think that might happen, and I shouldn't have put any mica powder in here. I kind of thought that, because the skull sinks, so you can kind of see something. You can kind of see. You can't tell that it's a skull, really. It just looks like a blob. However, once it's been exposed to the light and it glows in the dark, it might be more obvious. I can kind of see where the eyes are, I think. It's hard to work out, actually, in a D20. Maybe the 20 wasn't the way to go. It's not weighted in any way, because I made that skull out of resin, the same resin that I used for the rest of the dice. So this is the skulls. So one of those, and you can see that kind of blacky bit. It's hard to tell because of the dice faces, but here there's a blacky bit. It's a skull. I picked like a greeny yellow one that I'd done, and then painted so into the eye sockets and stuff, so it would be kind of obvious that it was a skull, hopefully. Thinking about it, probably would have been better in a D4, because you have a nice large dice space to view things, I guess. But this was just a test set, really. Actually, these I didn't make these for anyone in particular. My husband's running a session this evening, so I probably won't get to completing these this evening. I might try and squeeze it into my lunch break today. Yeah, I don't make dice for a living, believe it or not. I don't think I could, the amount of energy that would cost. But my husband's also running a session at the weekend, lucky him. And I could, if I finished them, do a raffle and give them as a prize. Or I could just sell them, you know, or I could give them as a prize. I don't know yet. We'll see on that one. So anyway, we've done a lot today. We've got the pendants, which I will finish up, which I absolutely love, and I want to get some of these ready. I think my husband's going to help me with a website, so that we'll be able to sell some of this stuff. And I worked out a point scoring system for the dice that I've already made. There is no, what I can tell, standard of imperfections within dice as to what's a B grade, what's a C grade, what's an A grade dice, etc, etc. Well, A grade's perfect, obviously, but perfect in whose eyes? So what I did was I designed myself a little system which says, okay, so say the lid on this particular dice was lifted, that would be, depending on how bad it was, if it's easy enough to file away but it looks, you can see slightly, then that's half a point. If I have lid lifting or like moulding issues, like I had with the first dice set, on more than 2 dice, then that's 1 point off. if I have a visible bubble on the surface, like where I can't repair, like where there's a chunk out, like I had on some of my early ones, that's a point off. And then from sanding and filing, you know, occasionally you get like a scuff or something on one of the other die spaces or scratches. Most of them I can only see genuinely with a microscope. Not microscope, what am I saying? You know, this thing. What is this called? This thing. Magnifying glass, that's the one. So most of them I can only see with a magnifying glass when I'm looking real careful. So, whoa, that looks really weird. Okay, but you can, oh yeah, you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this bit here, you see where there's a slight mould mark from the lid. Now, there you go, slight mould mark from the lid. Now, you can't see that there, but you can with this, and I get a bit obsessed with going, oh no, there's a mark. So anyway, I've managed to price my dice from best to worst using my scoring system that I have created. And essentially started off with a price range of like, okay, so if they were completely perfect, I guess they would be like £16 to £18, I think. This is based purely on how much the cost of the resin is. Now, obviously, resin does not cost £16 to £18, but I have to pay myself an amount for the time. Now, the time has taken me longer than £16 to £18 worth of time, for sure, but I am still learning, and I can't have a house full of dice. So, I've priced them kind of based on some research I did. I looked through some other listings on Etsy and on other websites and stuff, you know, commercial made dice. I've sold one of my chunk dice already. There was a big pink and black one that one of the people on Twitter termed the left knacker of Vecna. Yes, that's a mouthful, or shouldn't be a mouthful. The left knacker of Vecna. Now, the left knacker of Vecna has winged its way to its new home within the UK. So I figure I could sell through Twitter people, and I would be able to post within the UK, which is great. The postage we're able to print off online, but, you know, printer ink is not overly cheap. And aside from that, you know, you have to get my partners to go up to the post box for me because I can't actually walk that far. So there's that too, which means I have to get him to go and do it for me, which I'm sure he doesn't mind, but I hate keep having to ask him to do it. So there's that too. So if I can do them in batches, obviously that would help. But yeah, so that one's, so the left knacker of Vecna has been winged its way to its new owner. So check me out on Twitter, because I'm pretty sure that it's going to appear in a game soon, or there's going to be pictures of it or something once it reaches its destination. So I'm super happy about that, because that's the first one that I've sold properly, besides the commission I did for my friend. So yeah, and this weekend, it's game, I have dice that I have made for all of the participants, except for my partner, because he's the DM. So 2 of the guys that are in Sunday's game are also in the campaign that I run as well. So I made dice for them for kind of for my campaign or for this campaign. It depends. I mean, they can use them for whichever. But I was thinking of the tiefling character in the campaign that I'm running. So when I made that guy's dice, I made them based on that rather than his Goliath character. And then my other friend is the one that had the commission and bought dice from me already. So I made his based on his character in the campaign my partner's running this Sunday, where he's a rogue. And my character actually isn't too pleased with him right now, which is funny because he and I are pretty good friends in real life anyway. So I have to, in game, I'm a little bit mad at him, which is kind of funny to play, because that I don't feel like that would ever happen, you know. So yeah, so that's exciting. So I'm gonna give them their dice this weekend. Only that one friend knows about the dice. The other people don't. So I'm really looking forward to seeing their reactions. I hope they're not going to go, oh gosh, let me give you some money for these, because I really don't want them to. I really just want them to be like, oh cool, some dice for my character, you know, and use them and get lots of 20s, I hope. Anyway, I'm rambling. I should go drink the rest of my tea and get ready for my other job, my real job. But anyway, I hope you liked the video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the new things that we've been making and the actual spell book, yay! Which I will finish off and hopefully can show you in the next video. I'll leave you links to Lems, the Supplier Studio, and to the Mouldy Tombstone, where you can purchase lovely moulds like these and other moulds in this range. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, or you have any suggestions, I'm sure the lovely Thane will have some comments, which is great engagement. And it's great to see that people are interested in what I'm doing and, you know, commenting and stuff like that as well. So hi Thane. And yeah, if you've got any questions about any of the molds, or you want me to leave you some links or whatever to any of the other things that I showed you, you know, any of the flowers or anything like that, please let me know in the comments. And I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.